Prajapati made an utterance that some people heard. They went on repeating it to others. Through rumor, finally it reached the ears of Indra and Virochana. Both of them said, we must go to Prajapati and get the knowledge of the self. That will make you absolute, free. When they heard it, they decided to go to him. That is the beginning of this particular story, that Atmajnana is the source of tremendous strength. Atmana vindate viryam. That is the Kena Upanishad. Through the knowledge of the Atman, you develop virya, tremendous strength and energy. This is what the world needs today. A viryam that is directed to the welfare of all, not for destroying other people. So he had said in section 7, that means 871, which we studied. Ya Atma, a proclamation. There is the Atman, apahata Atma, free from all sin. The whole body can be sinful, sense organs can be sinful, mind can be sinful, but never the Atman. Free from sin, free from all evil, free from death. That's the nature of the Atman. And he was proclaiming such a truth is within you, close to you. No need to go to heaven for it. Here itself it is there. And so, ya Atma, apahata papma, vijaro, free from all evil, free from all old age and other death, etc. Vimrittiho, vishoko, no sorrow, no grief. Vijigatso, it says, no hunger, no thirst, has unfailing desires. Whatever it desires come to be. That is the nature of the self. It is the full one, absolutely full. That has to be known. This Atman has to be realized. That is the message of the Upanishads to all humanity. You know the world, you try to understand it, take whatever you want from it, but never forget this second step, know your own self, the infinite one, ever pure. The whole body, senses, mind can be contaminated, can be infected by evil, but the Atman can never be infected by any evil. Just like toxins invade the body, toxins can invade the mind also, but no toxin can touch the Atman. Gita began the second chapter discourse with a statement, no fire can burn it, no water can wet it, it is imperishable, etc., etc. Gita started it. That is the human nature, our true nature. How can we neglect this profound truth? Let us try to realize as much of it as possible. That should be the determination when we hear about this truth. And so, says here, this is one who is fully serene. This Atman is serene, is it? So, anveshtavyaha, he has to be sought for. I seek everything except this. That is the problem of modern man. In physical science, there is need for objectivity. How can you get objectivity without relegating the subject to the background? So science had to relegate the subject to the background. I, the self of the scientist, the person of the scientist is kept aside. Then he can become objective, study the world objectively, so develop physical science. But after some time, you will find that will create trouble. What all troubles we are having today, high science, high technology, environmental problems, ecological sufferings, consumerism, all these evils come along with it. The first step that we did to isolate the self from the study of the world was good in the short run. In the long run, it is dangerous. Truth must be taken as a whole. And so, today the scientists are turning the searchlight on to the self also. Who is this scientist? The scientist who studies things and gets knowledge of the things. Who is the scientist himself? He has one quality, love of truth. That doesn't come from physical world. It has come from within. We have to investigate the source from which that love of truth comes to a scientist. That is why today there is a turning of the searchlight from one to the other. Biology, in physics, neurology, psychology. In all these things, out of sheer compulsion of events and circumstances, Sri Ramakrishna tells the parable. The policeman goes round the village at night on his beat. He has got a lantern which is dark on three sides, but light only on one side. Whenever he finds some disturbance somewhere, he throws that light on that disturbed area. He can see who is who there. But those people cannot see the policeman. They do not know who is throwing this light. Light is on us. We can see each other, but we don't know where from it comes. Then you must pray to the policeman, please throw the light on yourself so that we can know where from the light is coming. Similarly, we throw our light on the world. We don't know who is throwing this light. Now we must take to look back into the self and see what is this self that is within us. Then will come the spiritual realization and life fulfillment. That is what Prajapati said in ancient times. Hearing this, the next sloka says, Indra and Virojana heard. This is a beautiful idea. If it is so, let us go to him. If anyone changes it, he becomes all-powerful. So without telling each other, both went to the Guru. And they found themselves before the Guru. But Virojana could not go beyond the first step. You are the body. This genetic system, the tyranny of the genetic system is called the Asuric type of mind. Virojana is the father of all Asuras. They are not separate people. As Shankara repeatedly says, Asura, Deva, Manushya, they are all Manushyas, but different qualities. You stop at the genetic system, you become Asura. You have to become Asura. You go beyond the genetic system, you become Manushya, and still higher from Deva also. In this way, human growth takes place by enlarging our vision of reality. The lowest vision is this body. I am the body. The animal also has the same feeling, I am the body. Why should man remain merely at that animal level? Has he not got the power of discrimination? Viveka Shakti. No animal has it, only human being has, but he doesn't exercise it. Am I really the body? Or is there something else to it? That discrimination doesn't come. So the story started in this way, in the beginning, and now we have come to the end of this. Yes, that is what Prajapati says. Since, Shankara's commentary, since a doubt may arise that it was possible for the gods because of their great fortune, but it is not possible for human beings of the present times whose lives are short and whose intellects are poorer. This is Shankara's article commentary, produce an objection from people. This came in the brihadaranyaka also, that Vamadeva was a great sage. He could realize Brahman even in the mother's womb because of his extraordinary power. What about human weaklings of today? And he answered in that commentary, so far as the truth of Brahman is concerned and the capacity to realize it is concerned, there is no difference between giants like Vamadeva and the human weaklings of today. We also have that capacity. Only we don't use it. We are not interested in it. It is there. This is the language of Vedanta. So he said, because of their great fortune, the gods could understand this truth. Not possible for human beings of the present times, whose lives are short and whose intellects are poorer. Therefore, it is said that even a person at the present time can attain all the worlds and all the desirable things. This is open to all. It is the inheritance of every being. That is a statement, especially human being. The divine is present in animals also, but their organic system cannot help them to realize this truth. But in the human being, the truth is there, and the organic system nature is given to him or her, has the capacity to investigate this and realize it. That's what the sages did. Succession of sages who spoke of this truth, having experienced by them. So that is anyone who, like Indra and others, realizes the self after having known that from teachers and scriptures, realizes the self. This is what Prajapati said in days of yore, in ancient times. Therefore, the meaning is that the knowledge of the self and the result of that are equally open to all. The repetition of Prajapati said is to indicate the conclusion of the topic. Then comes just a verse or two. It is like a prayer. Shyamat Chabalam Prabhadye. From the dark, I wish to attain the variegated. From the variegated, I have attained the dark. Having shaken off sin, like a horse shaking its hair, and the moon getting freed from the mouth of Rahu, I shall attain the uncreated world of Brahman after leaving the body and becoming successful. I shall attain. The sacred mantra. This is like a sacred mantra. From the dark, I wish to attain the variegated, etc. This is Shankara's commentary. Is meant for sanctification, recitation, or meditation. Shyama means dark. Is a deep color. The idea is that Brahman is the heart. Brahman in the heart is of a deep color, appearing as dark, because it is inscrutable. That's why it is called dark. Something hidden in the cave, in a dark cave. It is there, but I cannot see it. Having known that Brahman in the heart with the help of meditation, Shyamat, from the dark, I will attain mentally, after the fall of the body, that world of Brahman, which is Shabalam, variegated. It is variegated as it were, since the world of Brahman is mixed with many desirable things. World of Brahman is the world of the whole universe. Whole universe has come from Brahman. You realize your oneness with all. Brahman knows all because he is the all. That's a beautiful concept. Sarvamcha Tajñascha Sarvajñaha. The word Sarvajña is translated by Shankara. It is Sarvam, and therefore it is Jña. Unless it is Sarvam, how can it know everything? One cannot know everything unless that one is everything. So Brahman is everything, therefore Brahman knows everything. I give the example of the sun. He knows everything in the solar system. His rays penetrate everywhere, even the darkest recesses of the cave. That's why the sun is all-knowing so far as solar system is concerned. How do I attain the variegated world of Brahman? Shankara asks. That is being stated anyway. Having removed fatigue and dirt in the hair by shaking itself. When a horse wants to get up, it just shakes its whole body, the skin, the hair, all the dust is thrown away and it moves out. Good example. This is how we have also shaken away all the dirt, all the dust and impurity within the system, and we march to that highest reality of Brahman. Then I shall attain the uncreated world of Brahman. This world is a created world, projected world. World of Brahman is ever there, uncreated, from which all creation proceeds. Then next sloka, Akasho vai nama, namarupayo nirvahita. This is the idea. That which is called space, Akasha is the word for space, is the manifestation of name and form. Manifester of name and form. It is only in Akasha or space you can manifest name and form. You can think for yourself. The sun has a particular form. Sun has a name. It is in Akasha. Everything in the world is within Akasha, within space. So quantitative analysis, qualitative analysis, all this you can do of things within space. Space itself is not subject to that analysis. Space has no spatiality. You can ask, where is space? Is not a very interesting question. Everything is in space, but where is space? That question doesn't seem to be very reasonable. Space is a container of things, both of shape and of form. Then he says, called space. That in which they are contained is Brahman. All this name and form which you find in space, they are in Brahman. Brahman plus name and form is the universe, as Vedanta puts it. That Brahman is immortal. Yes. Ocean has a wave. Ocean itself has no shape, no form. As it becomes a wave, it gets a name and a form. Then it melts away into the ocean, name and form also goes away. So this Brahman is immortal, out of which mortal things come, play for a moment, and go away with name and form. Nama Rupa, the word name and form. Brahman plus Nama Rupa is the universe. That is the language in Vedanta. May I attain the assembly hall of Prajapati. These are all prayer of the devotee. May I become the fame, good name. May I attain that fame of the Brahman, the fame of the Kshatriya, the fame of the Vaishya. I wish to attain that fame, such as I am. I am the fame of fames. May I not enter into the womb again for one second birth. It may not have a rebirth at all. That is a prayer which has influenced the Indian mind for ages. The fear of rebirth. When I ask people, would you like to come once again? They say, no, that is enough. But somehow my mind says, I would like to come again. Any number of times, what does it matter? It is a joy to see the play of the Lord. There is a bhakti attitude. But a jnana attitude, there is no more. Enough. We don't want to say anything more of this. Say like that. So here, he is the self, because the self in the case of all creatures is well known to be the inmost consciousness, intuited subjectively. The word Atman, point the finger to some deep center in yourself. Atman, that's my true nature. There is Chaitanya, consciousness. That's why this represents the inmost consciousness. After ascertaining it to be of that very nature, the unembodied self, the self which has no more body, this genetic system, which is all pervasive like space. Space, Atman is all pervasive like space and indivisible like space. Space also cannot be divided. So Vedanta takes space as the nearest example of Brahman, because you see space around you. You understand the concept of space. Emptiness is space. In it you put things, therefore you can use space for a purpose. That's called space. In Japanese Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism, you will find this idea. A pot is a useful thing because it is empty and there is space inside. A house is a useful thing